everybody, it's Travis Martin, and I am back with you for Phase 1, Lesson 2 of the Travis Martin Lifestyle Program. Keep in mind, there are other phases to the program. It's a very broad and deep program. It is a complete educational program. We do have Phase 2, Phase 3, and Phase 4, and Zero Drag, which is the pinnacle of our program, located at www.myshibboleth.com. This is just the beginning. This is an introductory class, but hey, our program's so effective that even learning the introductory tool will help you lose as many pounds of fat that you want to lose. So get excited. We're going to keep bringing these 5-minute lessons to you on a daily basis. If you'll just stick with me, I'm going to help you do what God has helped me do. In fact, it'll be God through me that's helping you, and then God through you that helps others. We've got an obesity epidemic in our country. Obesity is now the leading cause of cancer and heart disease, and there is a solution, and this is it. So let's get started with Lesson 2 of Phase 1. Keep in mind that this is a tool, just like a drill. If I go to Home Depot and I buy a drill, it wasn't the drill that I wanted. It was the hole in the wall. We want a result. That's what we're after. We say we want to lose weight, but really, we want what we believe losing weight will give us. More self-confidence, more self-esteem. Hey, again, I'll ask the same question I did in the last lesson. How many of you want to be hot? Raise your hand. If you'll lie about that, you'll lie about other things too. Well, our tool is going to work, but there's got to be something growing on the inside that makes us want to pick up this tool and use it. You've got to have a why. If you've got a why greater than temptation, you'll have success. But even more importantly, you got to know who you are. And you've got to spend some time understanding who you are. If I asked you, who are you? What roles do you play in life? What are your values? You might say, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a father, I'm a child of God. There's a lot of things that you would say to me in defining yourself. But I want to ask you right now, who are you? You know, if you find someone that, say, knocks over a convenience store, robs a convenience store, you know, you find out it's because of how they define themselves. I used to look in the mirror and say, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I can't do anything right. Therefore, I behaved like I was fat and ugly and couldn't do anything right. You've got to have the right identity. You wouldn't knock over a convenience store. Why? Because you're not that kind of a person. But see, when it comes to losing weight, you talk to yourself wrong. You look in the mirror and you say bad things about yourself. God doesn't look in the mirror and say bad things about God's self, and neither should you. Okay, let's look at page 8 of our Travis Martin Lifestyle book. First of all, let's talk about why we need to lose this fat. The body is very complex, to say the least. But in order for us to change and make sense of it all, we've got to keep things simple. Most of you come to Shibboleth in order to lose weight, learn to eat healthfully, or garner more self-esteem. The scales have always measured weight loss, but in order to adopt a healthy lifestyle, understanding those scales and the number on it becomes very important. The scales are not just measuring the amount of body fat on your body, but measuring the amount of muscle, bone, water, connective tissue, waste, etc. When it comes to weight loss, we do not want to lose muscle and other healthy tissue. Some muscle loss is normal, but most diets simply yield more muscle loss than fat loss. This ain't good. The brain's health is also related to the foods we eat. Healthy eating is good for the brain. Amino acids produce neurotransmitters which make up the communication system in your brain. The health of your body depends on you conserving healthy living tissue and starving off unhealthy toxin-filled fat. Following Shibboleth helps you do just that. Conserve the tissue that keeps you living and ridding the body of the tissue that has got you living unhealthy. Let's look at some facts about fat. First off, let me ask a question. What weighs more, a pound of fat or a pound of muscle? You probably said muscle. You probably said muscle weighs more than fat. But in fact, a pound is a pound. Here's where that comes from. You hear that a lot, but this is where that statement comes from. A pound of fat is the same as a pound of muscle, but 1 pound of fat takes up twice the space on the body as does 1 pound of muscle. Your muscle is also responsible for generating your baseline metabolic rate, which determines the amount of calories that you burn at rest when you're in a calorie deficit. Okay, so let's look at these facts about fat and look at why we need to starve off the fat. First, fat stores 3,500 calories per pound. In fact, you and I, we're not fat. We're just carrying around a little bit too much energy. Number 2, fat damages the heart and cardiovascular system. Stored fat robs the body of energy. Hey, fat is jiggly and itchy. Muscle burns and pumps and expends energy. But fat, it doesn't do nothing, does it? Go jump up and down and look what happens. It jiggles and itches. We need to get rid of that stuff. At rest, fat burns many less calories per pound than muscle does. Per pound, as we've already noted, fat takes up a lot more space. So when we're losing weight on this program, that's only half the story. If you look in the mirror, if you look at how your clothes are fitting, you'll see that you're losing a lot of fat that takes up a lot of space. Fat destroys mitochondria. Probably most importantly, fat robs you of your self-esteem. Fat is now considered even a leading cause of cancer. So let's burn off that fat. The more muscle that we preserve and have on our frame, then the more calories we're going to burn at rest. Our baseline metabolic rate is the number of calories we expend each hour while at rest. You lose muscle and lean tissue, then you lose your ability to burn calories. We're going to talk and explore all of this. I know that you're just wanting a diet. I know that you're just wanting a meal plan, and I can do that for you too. But let's get things started right. If something starts right, it'll finish right. All right, that's it for today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for lesson 3. Meanwhile, bless the name of the Lord at all times and acknowledge Him in all of your ways.